Check one, check two. Mic check one, mic check two. Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to Wainwright. We've got a special night here for you at Vision Credit Union Arena as the Rustlers are led out onto the ice by their honorary captain, as well as the Wainwright Commandos football team, who are here tonight celebrating their provincial championship victory in nine-man football last weekend in Edmonton. And we've got an exciting hockey game for you here tonight as well as your Rustlers host the Sedgewick Sabres in the second half of their home and home for the season. But before we get started, we'll hear from our PA announcer as he introduces the Commandos and we get to the singing of O Canada.
We are honored to have with us here tonight members of the Wainwright Commandos football team. The Commandos are the 2025 provincial champions. This is the first provincial championship since 1994. 31 long years ago. This season wasn't without its struggles. The Commandos' regular season record is 3-2, dedicating a 3-week pause to the season due to provincial-wide teachers' strike. The pause wiped out the big playoffs and instead had all teams in the province go straight into provincial playdowns based on the rankings. The Commandos are ranked number 3, which had them hosting a quarterfinal game versus Valley. After a convincing win, they then had a chance to advance a regular season loss by playing Millwoods in the semifinal at home. The Commandos once again had a convincing win to send them to the finals versus Bonneville. The finals was a tight game with all the way through. The Commandos won the game with a touchdown throw with only 3.3 seconds left. And the game took on a first opportunity. Hockey held out and went in against the other regular season loss and win Wainwright's provincial championship 1967, 1994, and 2025. If we can get Captain Sedgewick and Captain Wainwright to center ice for ceremonial puck drop. Again, please welcome the 2025 9 football or provincial champion, the Wainwright Commandos. Now, if I can get your attention to the Rustlers blue line for tonight's Henry captain, Paisley Marwa. Paisley is 8 years old, and her favorite hockey team is the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid is her favorite NHL player, but her favorite wrestler is Connor Jamie. Hot dogs are Paisley's go-to pregame meal, and in her free time, she likes to go to Sheen. Please welcome tonight's Henry captain, Paisley Marwa. Set this time as someone drives, take a two, remove your hats. So the plans of both candidates.
And we are ready to go after an exciting pregame ceremony. The Rustlers honoring the high school football team, the Wainwright Commandos, for their first provincial championship in 31 years, as the captains and some of the coaches went out to center ice for the ceremonial puck drop. And it's also food bank night here for the Rustlers, as they had the Rustlers bus parked out front of the arena pregame, and many of the fans who attended tonight's game brought donations to load up the bus, fill the bus for the food bank here in Wainwright. So thank you everybody who supported that. Your starting goaltenders for tonight for the Rustlers is Thomas Eisenman, and across from him, one of the better goaltenders in the league, Travis Child. Rustlers lost last weekend on home ice, looking to bounce back this week. Sedgewick riding a 2-game win streak, and the Rustlers trying to put a stop to that tonight. And off we go. Berg from his own end looking for an outlet, can't find one, so he plays the puck in deep, no icing. And the Rustlers pick it up again in the neutral zone and play it back into the corner. Sabres trying to find a way to get up ice, but the Rustlers put a stop to that. Get it deep in Sedgwick territory once again. And finally, Sedgwick able to flip it down the ice. Not far enough for icing. And they played out in front. A good defensive stick there by Miller to break up that play. And the Rustlers come the other way. It's Fletcher sliding it over to Hamilton. Tried to get it back to Fletcher, but it went off a Sabres skate. And they send it down the ice. Not deep enough for icing, so Mullet has to hustle back. Ring it around the wall. Now Horn feeds it over to Carson James. A pass towards Pfister, and he gets stood up at the blue line. And now Sedgwick tries to pass it right to center ice, but the Rustlers pick that one off. And now Horn feeds it over to Comerford on the right wing. He gets pinned along the wall, and the Sabres able to clear the zone again. Goslin steps out from behind his own net, shovels it forward for Comerford. He reaches center ice, plays it into the far corner. And the Sabres clear the zone, but the Rustlers quickly get it in deep once again. Fletcher feeds it to Paul Tratz. Wears off his stick, and the Sabres regroup behind their own net. We play it off the wall down the ice, and that will be far enough for icing this time as the whistle blows. And the Rustlers are getting an offensive zone faceoff. Rustlers win the draw back to Horn. His shot goes off a teammate's leg and into the corner. Comerford from behind the net tries a centering pass to Dicker, but can't connect. Dicker picks up the loose puck, though, but can't get it deep enough, and the Sabres pick it up and work it up ice. Wainwright can't clear the zone. They eventually do. Dicker chips it forward. Comerford's there. Dicker gets it back, fakes the shot, fires the pass across, and James capitalizes on the one-timer from the faceoff dot and beats Child to open the scoring in this one. It's 1-0 for the Rustlers. But about 2 minutes, 50 seconds into the first period.
Here's the morning strike number 47 on game. Assistant number 6, Sticker, round 4, Cole Comerford, Cole 13-11. James from Dicker and Comerford at 17-11.
Now the Sabres carried across the blue line, but the puck got lost in the skates of the puck carrier, and the Rustlers able to clear the zone, but the Sabres quickly send it back in. Mullet picks it up behind his net, feeds it forward to Potras. I don't know how to say his name, to be honest with you. Got a couple new members of the Rustlers, Brock and Matt Potras. I hope I'm saying that right. I'll check in the locker room after the game. Hamilton able to keep the puck in the zone, slings it around the wall. Tipler gets there, chips it in deep again. Now Fletcher from the side of the net tries the wraparound, is almost able to jam it home. The Rustlers get to the point. Miller's shot goes off a stick and dribbles just wide of the net. Tipler picks it up in the corner. Takes a look, had nowhere to go. When the puck gets rung around the boards. A battle for it right in front of the penalty boxes here. The Rustlers pick it up. And that stretch pass is looking for Matt Potras and just out of his reach. And that's going to be an icing call against the Rustlers. Huge hit there as Brock Potras gets run over. Sabres pick up the puck, just barely stay on side. That pass just out of the reach of Reeds. He chipped it along the wall. And that centering pass from the Sabres off the mark. Godwin able to get to it first. And now he's got it down the left wing. He's got a teammate with him. His shot, though, gets blocked. Sabres struggling to get out of the zone. Eventually they do. Try to chip it in, but it ends up right in the midsection of Cole Horn. He picks it up in the corner. Flat pass off the mark. The Sabres pick it off. And looking for a man wide open in the slot, but can't connect on the pass. James leaves it for Horn, plays it off the wall. As the Sabres played in on net, Eisman kicks it into the corner. And now Chanson tight goes right off the mask of Eisman and into the near corner. Rustlers ring it around the wall, but it takes a weird bounce off the boards. But they're able to pick it up cleanly. Mullet has it now, plays it off the wall, but can't get it out of the zone. Whole bunch of sloppy back and forth in the Rustlers zone here from both teams. Eventually the Rustlers settle it down, play it off the glass way up in the air. And Fletcher picks it up on the fly, slams in the brakes, put a shot towards the net, and Child kicks it away. And same thing from the other side as Berg's shot is deflected up and into the netting, and a face-off upcoming. And I got word from the grizzled veteran Brad Bailey that it's pronounced Poitras. So I'm going to roll with Poitras until I'm told otherwise. Sabres are able to clear the zone and chip it along the wall in front of the benches, and then their shot is deflected into the corner. Well, they work it across the blue line, fire a shot. Eisman got a piece of it, can't hold on to it. And the puck scoots back out to the point. That shot blocked by Berg. Hamilton picks up the rebound, skates it right through the middle of the ice, feeds it over to Fletcher on the right wing. He gets to it in the corner, but can just chip it forward as he takes a hit. And the Sabres play it out to the neutral zone. They gain the red line and flip it into the corner, but the whistle's going to blow, and that's going to be a Rustlers penalty, the first of the evening. It's a high stick. It's going against Spencer Goslin. And the Sabres will have the first power play opportunity of the night. And Rustlers win the draw. Clear the zone. Now with speed, Hollinati gains the zone. Feeds it to the captain, Clay Lang, and he was being pressured. He cycles it down into the corner. Lang gets it back at the point. Some quick passing from the Sabres got them a scoring opportunity from the side of the goal, but Eisman with a good save. Lang feeds it to Hollinati, and that shot is swallowed up by Eisman. So we're 45 seconds into this Rustler penalty kill, and we get a face-off. Rustlers with possession off the draw. Fletcher picks it up, skates it through the neutral zone himself. Gains the zone. Tries to slide one in towards the goal, but it went off its skate. And now Hollinati picks it up for the Sabres. Gains the zone, leaves it there at the point. And a long shot finds its way through traffic and makes its way to Eisman, and he holds on to that one for a face-off. Now Lang from the point feeds it down low. Now into the corner, and that puck with some mustard on it ends up in the seats. Luckily, it didn't hit anybody. That was coming in hot. Comerford with a great one-man effort on the faceoff, wins it forward, gets to the spinning puck and bats it all the way down the ice, and then gets off for a line change. Now Hollinati comes in, fires a low shot, and Eisman kicks it aside. Lang with another opportunity. That shot went off a stick and wide of the net. In tight, a chance there, and a second opportunity. And Carter Ortman doesn't miss. He picks up his own rebound and fires his second shot right through the 5-hole of Eisman. And that ties the game up at 1 apiece as we approach the halfway mark of the first period.
Sedgewick goal, score straight, number 4, Clark 18, Chase Snyder, winning goal, 10-27, even strength.
Now Dicker along the wall chips it right towards center ice, but the Sabres get to it first and play it into the near corner. Dicker picks it up again, plays it cross ice to James. He tried to kick it up to his stick, couldn't pick it up cleanly, and the Sabres able to chip it out into the neutral zone once again. Now Dicker picks up the blue line, gains the zone, but loses the handle on it. He's able to get it back, though. Stick handles through one defender, tries the cross ice pass, and eventually ended up on the stick of Hamilton, but his shot went wide of the net. Hamilton with great pressure to force a turnover. The Rustlers get it back, and now it's Fletcher down the left wing. His shot goes off a shin pad, but he gets it back in the corner, gets it to Goslin at the point. His shot was blocked as well. And now a loose puck along the wall. Fletcher chases it down, plays it in behind the net. Tiffler tried to throw a big hit, but just missed, laying the body behind the net. And now loose puck behind the Rustler net. Zeisman wasn't able to play it cleanly. But the Rustlers get away with one there. Now long shot from the point is deflected, goes off the shoulder of Eisman and up over the net. Sabres keep it into the blue line, but only momentarily as Hamilton gets in front of that shot from the point. As Rustlers go for a line change, get some fresh legs out there, and then they force a turnover. But they are offside, so they got to play it in deep and check up. And then the Sabres send it all the way down for icing, and we'll get a whistle. 8 minutes to go in this first period in a 1-1 hockey game. Rustlers win the draw. Miller from the point fires a shot, but it hit his own teammate and didn't make it to the net, so he picks up the loose puck in the neutral zone. The stretch pass went off a Sabre stick. The Rustlers have to hustle to it and just chip it in. Then the Sabres stretch passes off the mark. But they get it back and play it in behind the Rustler net. Now Berg, the captain, skates it out from behind his own goal. Sends a stretch pass to Comerford, but it gets knocked off his stick. And Horn flips it in behind the Sedgewick net. The Rustlers not able to maintain possession down there, and they regroup at their own blue line. Horn with some time flips it into the far corner. The Sabres quickly come the other way. They carry it across the blue line. It's Reeds. Feeds it up to the point. That hard shot is saved by Eisman, and Mullet picks up the rebound. Poitras tries to play it off the wall, but a Sedgwick player got a stick in there and was able to keep the puck in the zone. Now from the point, Sedgwick with a long shot, knocked down by Eisman, but couldn't hold on to it with the glove. And now Childs heads to the bench for the extra skater as the whistle blows, and the Rustlers will take their second penalty of the night. It's going to be a spearing penalty, and that's going to go against Cole Horn. Or sorry, cross-checking penalty. Sabres win the faceoff. It's Holinati. Tries to skate it down low, but Rustlers steal the puck away and clear it down the ice.
Horn, mine for cross-checking at 6.
Now Lang skates it down the left wing, gets it across the blue line, tries to drop it to a teammate, but there was none there. Fletcher picks it up. He's got one man to beat, fires a shot just wide of the net.
Both contact. The ball. Facing 13. And the 30 club.
Now the Sabres are well offside. They got to slow things down and check up, and they do. Now they come in and fire a shot that's knocked down by Eisman. played into the corner. And Berg picks it up, plays down the ice, and now a chance for the Rustlers. Fletcher, shorthanded, in all alone, goes to his forehand, but loses the handle on the breakaway and can't cash in on a golden opportunity. And now the Rustlers will get an offensive zone faceoff on the penalty kill. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first period, 54 seconds remaining in the Horn cross-checking penalty. Rustlers win the draw. Berg just rings around the boards in behind the net. And the Sabres now set up their power play with 30 seconds to go in this opportunity. Good defensive stick there by Matt Poitras to break up that chance for the Sabres. And now they quickly enter the zone. Flying down the left wing, a shot from Gagnon is steered away by Yzerman, and Hamilton picks up the loose puck, plays it down right on goal in Sedgewick territory as Horn is standing ready to come back out on the ice. And the Rustlers kill off this penalty. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Four minutes to go, and number 4 is behind the net. Looking to quarterback a breakout for his team here. He gets it back right at the red line, plays it into the far corner. Tipler's going to try and chase it down, but the Sabres got to it first. Now Sedgewick gets the puck in deep. Fletcher will chase it down in behind the net. Plays around the wall to Goslin. Feeds it to Dicker, tries to pitchfork it past the Sedgewick defender. And finally, the Rustlers get it down ice. But Sedgewick, with possession, heading out of their own end. Lang gets to it, takes a whack at it, and plays it into the far corner. Now, chance in tight, and Yzerman with a good save right on the post. And the puck ends up on the back of the net, and the referee blows that one dead. We'll get a face-off with 2:45 left in the opening period. Poitras wins the face-off for the Rustlers, and they flip it way up in the air to center ice. Fletcher, fan on that pass, but was able to get it through anyway. But it gets knocked off Poitras' stick. Fletcher able to pick it up along the wall and play it in deep. James with a good forecheck. Is able to steal it away, but only for a moment, as now the Sabres come the other way with numbers. It's a 3-on-2 rush. And a pass to the back post off the mark. The Rustlers pick up the loose puck, play down the ice, and just far enough for icing. When the Sabres played in on goal, that one looked like it caught Yzerman a little awkwardly, but he's able to steer it into the corner nonetheless. A battle along the half wall. Goslin comes in to help out Brett Leggett. And the Rustlers still can't get it out, but it will just trickle over the blue line. And the Sabres swing it in behind the Rustler goal. Berg's there to move it the other way. And now Fletcher picks it up from the neutral zone. He's got some speed, but the puck is bouncing on him. And then he fans on the shot. And that puck from the neutral zone will end up in the netting behind the Sabres goal. And I think that faceoff's going to come all the way down in Rustler territory. We're going to face off here just outside the Sedgewick blue line with 53.2 seconds to go. And the Sabres win it. Dunn plays it off the wall down the ice. Eisman rings it around the boards. And the Rustlers escape the zone. It's Woodward with speed down the right wing. Tries the centering pass looking for Comerford, but the Sabres defender got a stick on it first. Now Comerford in the corner. Gets it to Horn at the point. He sends it in deep. Tippler slides it in behind the net. 18 seconds to go in the first period. Comerford with a great forecheck. Knocks the puck loose, but he can't gain possession, and Sedgewick flips it up in the air down the ice. And that will probably do it. A chance there at the very last second for Matt Poitras, but his shot was well high over the net. And that's going to do it for the first period. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Sedgwick's got 10 shots to Wainwright's 5 through the first 20 minutes. We'll take a break for the intermission. We'll be back in about 20 minutes for the start of the second period. Don't go far. Welcome back, folks. We're ready for the start of the second period. It's 1-1 through 20 minutes as we start this middle frame. Miller plays it off the wall to Fletcher. The Rustlers are offside, and the whistle blows. And Fletcher with possession quickly off the faceoff, and his shot from point blank goes wide of the net. Miller tries to quickly get it up to Tippler, but it was out of his reach, and that's going to be icing against the Rustlers. Hamilton won the draw back, but the Sabres got to it first. Now they got it pinned against the wall. Now they get it to the point. And that long shot is blocked by Hamilton. Fletcher sends it across the way to Tippler. He chips it forward and looks like he got a stick right up in the face. No penalty upcoming, but he went down pretty hard. And he's holding his face as he makes his way back to the box. So Tippler will head to the dressing room and get some attention from the medical team. If you missed it at the end of the first period, uh, Derek Pfister made his way back to the Rustlers dressing room with his upper gear off and his arm in a sling. So it appears he will be done for the evening. So the Rustlers down a forward. James skates it in the offensive zone. Tries to feed it across to Goslin, but the Sabres got a stick in the way. And now they fan on the pass, and Dicker in tight loses the handle on it, but a chance here. And how did James miss that? But the Rustlers cash in anyway. It was a mess in the slot and in the crease, but Mullet was able to pick up the loose puck to show a little patience and put it home in the wide open net. The Rustlers, 3 golden opportunities there. Dicker couldn't pull the trigger on a shot. James picked up the loose puck and walked around a couple defenders and the goaltender and had the puck on his stick in the blue paint but couldn't tuck it home. But then Mullet got the job done and buried it to give the Rustlers a 2-1 lead.
Goal. Play. Kings. First shot. Right to Jimmy. Got a goal. Team. One and day. Now, much too many. Speedy straight. And team. On dust.
And now Comerford flies down the left wing and his shot goes just wide of the net. Now the Sabres come the other way, but a great stick there by Brock Poitras. And he'll chase it down in the near corner, deep in Sabres territory. His pass into the blue paint went off a skate and out into the neutral zone. And now Fletcher from the point winds and fires, but his shot goes just wide. And from the side of the net, James' backhander goes off the back of the net, and Goslin picks up the loose puck at his own blue line. And that's going to be too many men against the Sabres. And the Rustlers will finally get their first power play of the night at about 3.5 minutes into the second period. And now Mullet from the point plays across the blue line to Fletcher. And a chance in tight for Blake Fletcher, but Child makes a save and holds on for the faceoff. Mullet nearly keeps that clearing attempt in the zone, but it bounces away on him, and the Rustlers now can find a way to set up this power play once again. Tippler gains the blue line. Hamilton plays it in deep. Now Fletcher along the wall. Gets knocked off his stick, though, and out across the blue line. Nifty little backhand pass off the boards to Hamilton, but he whiffs on that shot. But he picks up the loose puck. Swoops around in the corner. Now it's Adam Huxley. Plays it into the corner. And he'll try to chip it up to the blue line, but the Sabres get a stick on it, but they're not able to clear the zone. Goslin keeps it in. He plays it down the wall. Hamilton picks it up in the corner. Back to Goslin at the point. Now Comerford winds and fires, but he didn't get all of that one, and it fluttered over the net. Hamilton feeds it across to Huxley. He takes his time looking for Fletcher at the back door, but it hopped over his stick. Fletcher now from the faceoff dot gets it to Goslin at the point. 15 seconds to go in the Rustler power play. Comerford, his one-timer goes wide. Goslin feeds it to Comerford again. He fires. It went off Hamilton's stick and bounced wide of the net. And the Sabres cleared down the ice as they get back to full strength, and we got 5-on-5 hockey once again. Now Dicker picks it up, gets knocked off his stick, but he chases it down in the corner. He goes down low to James. James steps out in front, but it gets knocked off his stick. Now chance in tight as Berg had creeped in from the blue line. Sabres try to clear it, but Dicker keeps it in for a moment. Now Sedgewick picks it up, turns it up ice, and crosses the blue line. Eisman makes the save and holds on for a faceoff. And we've got 13:51 left in this second period. Rustlers win the faceoff. Woodward chips it forward, but they don't get too far with it. Poitras with a nice hit at center ice. The Rustlers bringing all kinds of pressure. Now Horn picks up the puck in the neutral zone, comes in, fires a shot on net, picks up the rebound himself in the corner, swings it back out in front of the net, but it went off a stick and ends up out in the neutral zone. Fletcher picks it up, fires it back in deep. Horn keeps it in the zone for a moment. He's in a battle there trying to keep it inside the blue line. But the Sabres able to Knock that puck loose. The Rustlers get it back and play it in behind the net. Full service line change for Wainwright. And now a chance as they force a turnover. It's Fletcher in tight. Tries to go 5-hole, but Child closes the door. And now a chance in tight for Tipler, but his shot way wide of the net. And then Gosson with a huge hit just inside the Sedgewick blue line. The Rustlers get the puck back. It's Fletcher all alone in the offensive zone. He's waiting for some teammates. He finds Hamilton, but the pass was a little behind him, and he wasn't able to get it to his forehand. Now Berg to Miller. He crosses blue line and flips it in on net, and it takes a weird hop right to the top of the crease and beats Child under the blocker. And Ty Miller makes this a 3-1 lead for the Rustlers. All you got to do is put pucks on net and good things happen. And the Rustlers cash in on a lucky bounce to extend their lead.
He's number 42. Currently, on the goal, 12:01. Miller, boom, 1. Even crack.
Well, Berg from his own end feeds it up to Dicker. He leaves it there for Huxley. Slams on the brakes and goes cross ice, and he finds Miller on the far side. But the Sabres steal it right back. They do get out of the zone, but not very far. Horn plays it in deep once again. Sedgewick plays it off the glass and down the ice, and that will be enough for icing. 11 minutes to go here in the second period. And the Rustlers trying to take control of this one. With a 3-1 lead and an offensive zone faceoff here. Comerford wins the faceoff back to Horn. His shot was blocked. And the Sabres able to escape the zone. Leggett plays it out to center ice, but the Sabres were there waiting for it. Now Mullet picks up behind his own net, tries to reverse course to Horn. He was going the other way, and now the Sabres, with some good offensive pressure, have it pinned against the wall behind the net. A couple bodies in there to help out. But the Rustlers come away with it. And now it's Leggett down the left wing through the neutral zone. We'll just slide it down into the corner and then go for a line change. Sabres can't connect on that breakout pass. But they do get it back in the neutral zone. Reeds leaves it for Ortman. And now McKinley feeds it over to Ortman, and his shot goes off the skate of Chase Fletcher and way up into the netting. Sabres win the draw. That shot from McKinley was tracking over the net, but Eisman puts that glove up there and snags it out of the air and holds on for another draw. Rustlers win the face-off, and quickly they turn it up ice. Tipler chips it forward looking for Hamilton, and would have sprung him for a short breakaway, but it just hopped over his stick. And we're going to get a whistle here. It's going to be another Rustler penalty. It's going to be holding or hooking. I'm not sure. The referee made both signals. It's going to be a hook, and it's going to be against Kelvin Hamilton. So the Rustlers again on the penalty kill. It's going to be Huxley, Miller, Berg, and Woodward on the PK. And the Rustlers win the faceoff, and Miller gates it down the ice on his own, feeds it across the way. Huxley's there, and he rings it around the glass, giving the Rustler or the Sabres possession in the neutral zone. And they come in and fire a shot, but right on the crest of the jersey for Eisman, and he holds on. 8:55 left to go in this second period. The Rustlers still leading 3-1. What a man advantage here for the Sabres. Yeah, so Rustlers get a few fresh penalty killers out there. Comerford with a good play to swat that one off the wall and down the ice. Now Hollanati in the corner feeds it to the middle of the ice for Ortman. His shot kicked away by Eisman. Now Lang at the point. Fires a wrist shot that's tipped in front by Ortman. And the Sabres maintain possession of the offensive zone. Working the puck around on the power play. That puck goes off the skate of McKinley, and the Rustlers took a whack at it but couldn't get it out of the zone. Now Ortman steps in from the half wall. His pass is blocked by Berg, and Berg gets hauled down, and that's going to be a tripping call against Carter Ortman, and the Rustlers or the Sabres power play goes by the wayside. We'll have 34 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey, and then the Rustlers will have a power play opportunity.
But then we get number 4, Carter Orton, Jimmy Certificates coming, 52. Ordinary minor certificates, line together.
Hamilton is standing in the penalty box and ready to return in 5 seconds. And then the Rustlers power play will commence as Hamilton steps back out on the ice, and a quick chance for Mullet there on the one-timer from the pass behind the net. The Child with the save, and then the Rustlers couldn't handle a bouncing puck, and it scoots into the neutral zone. Now they work their way back in. Mullet feeds it over to Hamilton, and his one-timer was stopped by Child. Rustlers pick up the puck again. It's Huxley at the point. Gets it to Fletcher. He leaves it for Mullet. Back over to Huxley. To Fletcher, and he scores. Blake Fletcher makes it 4-1 for the Rustlers with a power play marker on the one-timer from the high slot. A loose puck in front of the net, but a great defensive stick by Carson Fletcher to knock that one away. Now chance in tight for the Sabres. Eisman makes a good save and stands his ground as the puck was loose in his crease for a moment. But he holds on for a faceoff, and a little bit of words exchanged down there in front of the Rustler net after that sequence of events. As things start to get heated here as we approach the end of the second period. Dicker goes cross ice to Carson James. Passed slightly off the mark, so he had to stop up and just send that puck deep. Gosman keeps it inside the blue line. His long shot from the point, steered away by Child. Now Goslin gets it back again. Another shot looking for a redirect. Poitras's got a stick on it, but couldn't get it to the net. And that's going to be an offside call against the Rustlers as that puck had just dribbled over the line. Berg with a nice little toe drag gains the zone, puts a shot right on net. And now some rough stuff in front of the Sabres goal. Berg had put that shot right on goal and followed his shot into the net. Looked like he had leaned in to say something to Child, the goaltender, and the Sabres defenseman seemed to take exception to that. Put him in a chokehold for a moment. And we're going to get a couple of bodies off to the penalty box. Just one body, it seems. It's going to be Chase Schatzschneider. Say that one 10 times fast. I think it's going to be 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike.
But the convention of 18, the same that's not in sporting like needle. In 531. That's not in name from sporting like needle. 531.
So the Rustlers on the power play once again. And it's Huxley from the left wing. He plays it down low to Dicker. Now back to Huxley. His no-look pass was picked up by James. Comerford spins and fires it into the corner. Now Huxley in the far corner. Plays in low for Dicker, but he was tied up in front of the net and couldn't get to it. Comerford keeps the puck inside the blue line. His shot goes just wide, and Dicker's there to pick up the rebound off the end wall. He gets the Goslin at the point, and his shot is kicked away by Child, and the Sabres clear the zone all the way down the ice. And now Goslin will take his time in behind his net as his power play ticks down to 40 seconds remaining. Mullet gets it across the way to Blake Fletcher. Tries to drop it back to Mullet, but it was out of his reach. The 25 seconds to go on the power play. Tipler sends the puck in deep. Hamilton chases it down in the corner. Now Mullet in the far corner. Swings it down low to Fletcher, who tries to get to the front of the net, ends up on Hamilton's stick. He spins and fires. That shot is steered away by the goaltender's paddle. Now Hamilton picks up the loose puck once again. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey as Hamilton's shot goes wide. And Tipler chases it down in the corner. Leaves it for Hamilton. He tries a centering pass, but that's picked off by the Sabres. And they come the other way. Chat Schneider steps into the offensive zone, but a great defensive play there by Ty Mullet, sprawling out to break up the 2-on-1.
Reminder, we need 50-50, guaranteed 50 bottom.
And then Mullet with a shot block there. Big defensive shift for Mullet as the Rustlers now clear the zone all the way down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call. And now Poitras fires a shot. It got blocked before it could get to the net and gets it back along the half wall, looking for a centering pass. Well, that's off the mark. And now Gooley comes the other way, chips that puck in deep. And the Rustlers are able to get it out of the zone. 2 minutes to go now in the second period. And Leggett got a high stick right in the teeth, but neither referee saw it. And now Huxley's pass across to James was out of his reach, which is too bad because he had a wide open net on the back post. Sabres won the face-off and now trying to find their way out of their own end. Lang gets it at center ice, plays it into the far corner. Chat Schneider's there, but his pass is picked off by Huxley, but the whistle blows and the Rustlers will head to the penalty box once again. It's Cole Horn, his second cross-checking penalty of the evening. And with 1:22 to go in the second period, the Sabres will go back to the power play. Now McKinley from the point. He winds and fires, but it goes wide of the net. McKinley keeps it in the zone, tries to feed it down to Ortman. But a good defensive stick from Fletcher knocks the puck loose, and the Rustlers able to clear it. But now they come the other way. It's Ortman with speed, steps around the sprawling defender. Can't get the centering pass through the traffic. And Fletcher able to clear down the ice. 45 seconds to go now in the period. Pollinati leaves it for Lang. Lang fires right off the post. And the puck comes out to the points. And Blake Fletcher, with a good defensive stick, knocks it loose. He comes in, fires a shot. But Child with the save. 15 seconds to go in the period now as Lang carries across the blue line down the left wing. He centers the pass right through the blue paint. But nobody could get a stick on it. The puck scoots out to the neutral zone, and now Huxley picks it up with 4 seconds to go, but slams on the brakes instead of skating it. And that will do it for the period. And that shorthanded scoring chance goes by the wayside. But the Rustlers wrap up the first 40 minutes of play with a 4-1 lead. They'll start the third period with 38 seconds left on the penalty kill. They'll go get a breather. We're going to do the same, grab a beverage, and be back in about 20 minutes to the start of the third period. Welcome back, folks. It's the start of the third period, and the Rustlers are leading 4-1 after 40 minutes of hockey, but they got 30 seconds left on a penalty to kill off here to start the third period. Lang parries across the blue line, but loses the handle on it shortly thereafter, and the Rustlers able to clear the zone. Now Hamilton pins it against the wall in the corner, killing some time off this horn penalty, which is down to 5 seconds now. And the Rustlers back to full strength as Lang carries it down the ice, across the blue line, tries a centering pass, and they score. A nifty play from the Sabres captain with that backhand cross ice pass, and he hits Carter Ortman for his second goal of the night, making it a 4-2 hockey game here. Just 50 seconds into the third period. Rustlers win the faceoff, and James quickly into the zone and fires a shot that's knocked down at the glove of Child, and then a second chance for Gosman. Goslin.
Four. Goal. Even strength.
Now Fletcher to Huxley. He gets run over at center ice. And the Sabres come the other way. They play it in behind the net. And now they got control in behind the Rustler net. They work it up to the point. That hard shot goes off the stick of Dicker and up off the glass. And now Dicker able to skate it out of the zone. Down the left wing. Chips it into the corner. Can't get around the defender. And the Sabres come the other way. Klendorfer plays it into the corner and then gets run over by Cole Horn. Chase Fletcher with some speed, plays it in the corner, tries to chase it down. Puck comes right back to him now, and now pass out in front, and Leggett with an opportunity, but that shot goes wide. Child holds on for faceoff. Now we got some rough stuff behind the net. Leggett was getting ragdolled a little bit by Rhett Bergseth. The linesman break it up. The Rustlers win the faceoff. Back to Horn. He plays around the wall. Fletcher chasing it down, but he leaves it there for Mullet at the point. His shot goes off a skate and wide. And he tries to flip it into the corner, but it doesn't get very deep. And the Sabres clear the zone. Mullet gets it back, though. Feeds it across to Hamilton on the left wing. He trips over the blue line, entering the zone. And the Sabres turn it up ice with some speed. It's Gagnon, and his shot goes high over the net. Eisman comes out to play it, rings around the boards. But the Sabres are there waiting for it. Now from the point, that shot goes off a couple sticks, and now everybody whacking at it in front of the net. But the Rustlers able to clear. Good forecheck from Fletcher to force a turnover. Tries a couple attempts at a centering pass from behind the net. But the Sabres knock the puck away. But they've yet to clear the zone. Now Fletcher has it pinned against the wall right at the Zamboni doors. Comerford in there helping out now. Puck gets chipped in behind the net to the near corner. And the Sabres finally get out of the zone. And Ortman tries to dump it in, but gets a little too much air under that one, and it ends up in the netting well above the Rustler net. Dicker picks off a pass along the wall, but couldn't slow the train down fast enough, and the Rustlers were offside, so we get a whistle. Huxley trying to corral a bouncing puck, but can't get a hold of it. And the Sabres come the other way now. But the puck carrier skates right into a swarm of three Rustlers, and they steal the puck away. It's Carson James skating it into the offensive zone. Fed it to Dicker, and he tried a one-touch pass, but it goes off a skate. And now Lang comes the other way for the Sabres, and that shot right in the belly of Eisman as he holds on for the whistle. Wainwright wins the draw. Horn skates it behind his own net, slides it ahead to Leggett, and a nice play off the wall to Fletcher, but it just hopped over his stick, or else the Rustlers would have had a big 2-on-1 rush. Now Leggett from the point, his shot ends up in a teammate's midsection. Now Mullet from the point. He winds and fires, but that goes wide of the net.
Let's look at that. He's small and thoughtful. Many King. And Brandon Auto Supply. Speak of auto. What is going to do? And Florida Agency.
$14:09 to go now in the third period, and it's a 2-goal hockey game. Rustlers holding on to the lead, but they would love to add on to it right here. Comerford chases it down in the corner. And he picks it up, but can't do much with it. But the Rustlers do get it back. And now Goslin firing and shooting. And Child just gets a blocker on that to steer it into the corner. Comerford spins and fires that loose puck in behind the Sabres net. The Rustlers get 5 fresh bodies out there. Ortman forces a turnover off the stick of Horn, and the Sabres played in behind the net, now into the corner, and that shot goes wide. And Gooley with a shot. The save made by Asman. The rebound ended up on a Sabre stick, but the second shot goes wide, and the Russell was able to clear it. Eisman plays it off the glass, but can't get it to Fletcher. And now Gooley from the point. His shot gets blocked as Fletcher's stick shatters on the shot block. He has to head to the bench. And now Huxley from the corner flips it way up in the air, right out to center ice. And now Berg's pass gets picked off, and it's Lang coming in, tries to step around Berg, but a good job from the captain to stand his ground and break up that rush. Now James down the right wing, crosses the blue line, slams on the brakes, feeds it over to Dicker, and a chance in tight, and Dicker trying to corral a bouncing puck. Couldn't tuck it in around the goaltender. James plays it down low. Hamilton's there. Tries this no-look backhand centering pass that's picked off. And the Sabres played off the glass down the ice, and that will not be far enough for icing, linesman says. Now Miller's pass gets picked off, and a quick shot is stopped by Eisman and jumped on for a whistle. And now McKinley with speed crosses the blue line. His low shot is kicked away by Eisman. And now the Rustlers with a chance as they spring Fletcher for another breakaway. Can he capitalize this time? He cannot. A good kick save made by Child. His second breakaway of the night, and he just hasn't been able to tuck one home. Eisman now plays around the wall, trying to find Woodward, but he couldn't pick it up. And that Sabre shot from the point goes wide. And now Hamilton and Woodward have a 2-on-1 with all kinds of space and time. And Hamilton's shot looked like the puck had kind of hopped up on its end on him, and his shot went way up over the net and into the netting. And now it looks like there's some more rough stuff. I think it was the same two fellows from earlier, Brett Leggett and Brett Bergseth, who were getting into it behind the Sedgewick net about 5 minutes ago. They were exchanging a couple shots down there in the Sedgewick blue line, and they'll both go to the box. 2 minutes for roughing. And Huxley throws a big hit in the corner, gets the crowd fired up for a moment, and then a loose puck in the crease for the Rustlers. Couldn't bang it home. And now Huxley is exchanging shots in the Sedgewick zone. But those two players are separated and go about their merry way. Now James with the puck on his stick, feeds it over to Huxley, back to James, now over to Dicker, and he tries to tuck it in on the backhand. Can't tuck it in, but he will draw a tripping penalty. And I think it's going to be against the goaltender, Child. Keaton Hollanati's heading to the box. I'm not sure if he was the one that did the tripping or if he's just serving it. But nonetheless, Rustlers with a 2-goal lead now have a power play with 9 minutes, 41 seconds left in the third period.
That's the recommendation. Thank you. Colorado, Phoenix, Virginia. All unhappy? $40.
Now Hamilton from deep in the corner cycles it around to Tipler. Fletcher from the point tries to feed it to Carson Fletcher, but that one squirted out over the blue line. The Rustlers gain the zone as Tipler tries to go cross ice. That pass was picked off. And now the Sabres in tight. Shorthanded breakaway opportunity, but Eisman makes the save to keep this a 2-goal hockey game. And that might be the biggest play of the game so far for the Rustlers. And now Goslin from behind his own net, facing some pressure from the forecheck, nearly turns it over. And the Sabres would have had maybe the best scoring opportunity of the entire night if it wasn't for the fact that Jesse Reeds had his stick knocked out of his hand because he was standing there with half of a wide open net, no defender within 15 feet of him, the puck at his feet, nothing to do with it. Now Huxley with possession off the faceoff, gains the red line, slides it into the corner. Child comes out to ring it around the boards.
It's a blue day. Ticket number 008. 1 4. That's a blue ticket. 008. 1 4. 16. Oh.
And no 50-50 win for me again tonight. I was about 2 sheets away from winning that one. Well, such luck. It'll happen eventually, folks. But now we got 7 minutes, 50 seconds left in this third period in the dying moments of this Rustlers power play. Leggett plays it in deep. Hamilton hard in on the forecheck. Fletcher is able to pick it up, but can't get a centering pass off. But now Hamilton fights for the puck, gets it back, plays it up to the point, but Miller couldn't handle the pass. And now Sedgewick comes in a beautiful sprawling block on Ty Miller. And now Miller with a chance for a breakaway. He gets the puck. He's in all alone. Goes to the backhand, but Child sprawls out to make the pad save. And the Rustlers just not having any luck on breakaway opportunities tonight. A few ticks less than 7 minutes to go in this one. And the Rustlers clinging to a 2-goal lead. Fletcher picks up the loose puck, fires one, but Child kicks it aside, and the Sabres clear the zone. Sedgewick gets the puck in deep. Take a weird hop off the boards in the corner, and the Rustlers are able to get it back and clear it out. And now the Rustlers with a chance. They got a 3-on-1 if they hustle in tight, and that pass from Dicker looking for Huxley ended up right in the crease, and Child holds on for a faceoff. Now Goslin from the point. His shot goes off the rear end of Dicker and into the corner. Now Dicker from the half wall gets knocked down, tried to play the puck in deep. Rustlers able to keep it in the zone only for a moment. And now Lang comes in and fires a shot on the breakaway, and Eisman, with a wonderful pad save, kicks it into the corner. A good shot block from Dicker.
Congratulations, get your next 50-50 win.
And now Leggett with a chance in tight, but they're going to blow that down as offside. Now Miller from the neutral zone picks off the pass, but he got his pocket picked, but steals it right back and gets it to Comerford. Now in the near corner, Comerford gets hauled down, and that is going to be a Rustler power play. Both referees with their hands in the air. It's going to be a boarding penalty. It looks like it's going against Rhett Bergseth, heading back to the penalty box. So with 5 minutes to go in the third period, the Rustlers with a 2-minute power play here and a great opportunity to extend this lead and get some revenge from their opening day loss to the Sabres. So Sedgewick able to clear the zone all the way down the ice. And they're able to clear it once again. Fletcher gets it to Hamilton, and that's going to be offside as Tipler had not made it back to the blue line in time. Now 4:25 to go in the third period, a minute 25 to go in the Rustler power play. Rustlers win the draw, and Goslin has it at center ice. Plays it into the far corner. Ends up right in the blue paint, and Child plays it up ice. And a centering pass from the Sabres picked off by Miller. Sends it ahead to Huxley, who tries to drop it for James, but gets it back himself anyway. And now up to the point to Miller. Across the way to Goslin. He goes cross ice to Dicker in the corner. Now Miller at the point once again. Goslin on the left side. He fires a shot, went through some traffic, but the save was made, and then Dicker couldn't put home the rebound. Goslin keeps the puck inside the blue line, gets it to Dicker. Over to James, back to Goslin at the point. Now Miller on the right side. His shot rides up the stick of Lang and up into the netting. The referee did not like the way that faceoff played out, so we're going to do it again. And Sedgewick plays it around the wall off the faceoff win, but Mullet able to keep it in the zone. He gets it to Poitras, who feeds it over to Hamilton. Behind the net now. To Mullet at the point. He fires a low shot kicked away by Child. And we're back to full strength hockey. McKinley dances around the forecheck, but can't connect on the pass. Excuse me. Now Fletcher picks up a puck from neutral zone. The Rustlers trying to break out from their own end. They needed some fresh bodies, so they get the puck in deep. 2.5 minutes to go now in the third period. Child will likely be looking to the bench to get off for the extra attacker sooner than later, as Lang puts a centering pass from behind the net out in front, and Eisman's able to jump on that one for a faceoff. Sabres win the faceoff. And a loose puck in the crease. Eisman sprawling, and he's able to keep it out. And now a shot blocked by Dicker, and Huxley picks it up. He quickly turns it up ice. He's got James with him. Fires a low shot. It's kicked away by Child. James picks up the rebound. Gets it to the point to Miller. Miller winds and fires, but it's wide of the net. 1:45 to go. Ortman carries across the blue line. Lang is looking to the bench, ready to get off the ice and get the extra attacker out. He's still on the ice. There's the Rustlers pick it up, but they can't get it out of the zone. Wiseman with a big save, and now we got some rough stuff going on, and Huxley throwing punches with his gloves on. Not advisable as him and Ortman are getting into it. Huxley still chirping as he makes his way to the penalty box. Ortman goes to his penalty box. We'll see if anybody gets an extra penalty here or if it's just offsetting minors. And Huxley is going to get the extra minor. So we'll have about a minute 23 left in the third period. Rustlers will be on the penalty kill. So after a Sedgewick timeout and a power play on tap for them, they will empty their crease. So they'll have 6 skaters to the Rustlers 4 with 1:21 to go. And Wainwright leading by 2. Rustlers win the draw. Miller fires it around the boards, but McKinley gets there to keep it in the zone. A redeflect right in front of the net and a quick whistle from the referee. Eisman did not have a hold of that puck, so the Rustlers get a nice quick whistle. Comerford wins the draw for the Rustlers, but the Sabres pounce on it quickly. Now they work it up to the point. Hollanat, he fires this low shot and it's kicked aside by Eisman. And the Sabres pass back to the point is off the mark. And it ends up all the way down in Sedgewick territory. They played into the far corner. Goslin's there to pick it up and down the ice. And now James clears it down the ice, and it's just wide of the net. 33 seconds to go. Fletcher chases it down in his own end. Blake Fletcher picks it up, bangs it off the glass and down the ice. 19 seconds to go. Ten seconds to go as McKinley gains the zone. And now from the point, that shot is deflected wide of the net. Goslin's going to play it off the wall. The buzzer will go, and that will do it. The Rustlers get revenge for their opening day loss against the Sedgewick Sabres. They win this one 4-2. And with that, the Rustlers improved to 5-3 on the season. Sedgewick dropped to 5-4 on the season. And Rustlers fans can go home happy tonight with a big victory on home ice for their home team. Up next for the Rustlers will be a big one as they play in Irma against the Aces next Saturday night. It's going to be a 7:30 puck drop just down Highway 14 at the Irma Arena. The following weekend, they'll play in Provost. And then finally, they will return home for a holiday rematch against the Irma Aces here in Wainwright on Saturday, December 20th. We'll be here on YouTube bringing you all the action and what is always a good matchup in those Highway 14 rivalry games. But we thank you so much for joining us tonight as we started the night honoring the Wainwright Commandos provincial champions and wrapped up the night with a 4-2 Wainwright Rustlers victory in what was an exciting night here at Vision Credit Union Arena. But that'll do it for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We will see you again in a few weeks on the December 20th when we're here to bring you the Aces and Rustlers matchup. But until then, stay safe, stay warm, enjoy your holiday season, and we'll see you next time.